Thưa các bạn, hôm nay ngay chỗ gần nhà mình ở người ta đang làm lễ để tưởng niệm các liệt sĩ, những người anh hùng đã đi đánh giặc cho chiến tranh. Và hôm nay là ngày lễ, thành ra mình đi ngang qua mình share với các bạn cái video này nha. Các bạn coi, những người này là họ có dính líu tới những gia đình của những người liệt sĩ, những người Mỹ đã đi đánh ở chiến tranh thời kỳ thứ chiến, hoặc là chết cho đánh giặc ở Việt Nam, tất cả mọi nơi, thì ở Iran, Pakistan, tất cả những người đã hy sinh cho Tổ quốc. Thì đây là buổi lễ tưởng niệm hôm nay, mỗi năm đều có hết. Rồi mình quay cho các bạn xem nha. Mình đi vô đó mình coi nhiều, tất cả những người đây là thân nhân của họ đã hy sinh cho Tổ quốc, thành ra là họ đến đây để dự cuộc lễ này. Mình quay cho các bạn. Dear friend, this is the ceremony for the Memorial Day today at my area. So this is all the member and the family who died for the country. So I just make a video for you to share with that. They're watching the video.
Bill had hopes of being a pilot and attend the Air Force Academy. However, due to wearing glasses back then, he was unable to obtain the nomination to be able to necessarily attend. He had the brains, he had the grades, and it was rumored that he would attend the academy upon his return. Bill graduated first in his class in boot camp at Parris Island, and as a result, the Corps awarded him his formal dress blues, and ironically, Bill was also awarded expert marksman. Bill was a gunner and aviation tech serving with the 1st Marine Wing, Marine Aircraft Group 39, HMM 161, 3rd Marine Amphibious Force. He died October 17, 1968, while on a medevac unit in Tree, along with 6 of the crew on board. They were an experienced crew. They were the best in the unit. According to a friend and fellow Marine, and I didn't call him best because I resisted, but I would have. The fellow Marine Ronald Winter is author of Master of the Arts. About some things. I didn't know this book existed, but this man called me when he was writing it. He wrote this book, and there are 2 versions of what happened that fateful day. One said they were still on the ground coming down when an NVA, which is North Vietnamese Army soldier, took his life and took an grenade and fired. The official version of it is there was a squadron mall. We don't know the version that's correct, but we do know that it took a day to get to the crash site to report with the radios and crew. But it really doesn't matter how it happened, does it? 6 lives were lost, and their families received telegrams that would change their lives forever. In 2006, the dog tag that I'm wearing right now was returned to our family. It was found and repatriated. These are artifacts, trinkets in Vietnam.
Họ đang nói về Việt Nam, họ đang nói về quốc gia của mình. We are in Vietnam, so they just talk about who the soldier was died in Vietnam in many years. So.
And I understand again that you may be considering a Vietnam Veterans Memorial here, and I'm honored. I just think that's just fabulous. You run into this problem too. My brother enlisted in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia to be exact, and I didn't know why Philadelphia until some Marine told me that, a young Marine just recently. And Ton Cabin, any Marines here? What's Ton Cabin? Birthplace of the Marines. Okay, there you go. That's just from my church. Well, I didn't know that, and I learned. Thank you, sir. It takes a Marine to tell you, but my brother did everything very calculated. He went to Philly to register. But I didn't know that. That was the last piece of the puzzle that I couldn't put together. So the DOD had his, or Department of Defense had his addresses listing as my aunt's, where he spent the summer, and then of course registered in Philadelphia. So they never recognized him. The state does not recognize, Hillsborough County did not recognize, and his name never appeared on anything from the state of Florida. So we would get called, well, where's Bill's name? Well, that's why. Over the years, my brother's name was excluded, as we've said, from all the Florida memorials that were dedicated to the Vietnam era. I thought, until just recently, I just learned that there's a memorial, a small-scale memorial of the Vietnam War, of the Vietnam Memorial up in Pensacola. So his name does exist and has existed there for a while. So I was pleased to hear that. Our caring mother, you know, as we said, our mother clipped out, she kept everything, every newspaper clipping, and she would write his name into the margins and file it away, as if it should have been there. And it should have been there. We'd also find documents that would prove my brother's residency. There was a time capsule in my brother's room. My mother basically walled it all up. We honored our brother, but we didn't talk about it. We came from that generation and that era where it happened, move on, get over it, don't talk about it, honor it, show up, but that didn't help us to heal. So as we were cleaning out, and behind a wall of fabric, and I mean tons of fabric, my husband can attest to this, there was my brother's Foot Locker, a box that my husband handed me with his letters, chaplain letters, letters from his group. It was amazing. It allowed us to then petition and request my brother's name. So with that information, we submitted a new request, and that 3 weeks later, we received word that the committee would grant our request. And on Friday, June 22nd, in 98-degree heat, Dwayne Smith from Murray Monument Company began the arduous task of aligning the template on his stomach on the bottom, and he burned in or etched in my brother's name. It was done in silence, without fanfare, just as it should be, as if his name had always been there. Funny thing is, our brother would not have wanted any part of this. As Tony Grosso eloquently said that over lunch one day, he's probably rolling his eyes at the marathon of your efforts. And I believe he would have acquiesced, however, knowing that it brought his family peace and closure. So putting names on that memorial, you see names. We see our sons, our daughters, our brothers, our sisters, our husbands, our wives. Those names mean something. And I recently learned that you all included a family here, Don and Michelle Carey's son is on that wall. And that means a lot. He wasn't from here, but you honored him, and I can't thank you enough what that means to a Gold Star family. We're blessed to take our mother to see that memorial before she passed. She had so many times before to go and see it. However, this time was different. She got her wish to see her son, our brother's name proudly remembered as a Tampa son. Although ill, mom's long-term memory remained intact. She never forgot her son or their friends, and neither have we. We wish to thank his buddies and comrades, and this is important, you all. If you don't talk to the families, they don't know. You have so much, you veterans. We want to hear from you. I know there's survivor guilt, but we're so happy you're here. We're so happy you're home. So I want to thank publicly his buddies, Pat and his wife Chris, Roger and Becky, Jack Overstreet, Tommy Bosiglio, Ed McDonald, a USF registrar that helped me in my challenge, and fellow Marines Chet Shannon, who paid a visit to my mother just a year ago, and Ron Winters, the author of this book. But most of all, I also want to say to my Gold Star families, Tony and Craig Gross, Michelle and Don Carey, Annette and Mike Kirk, Tom Oakley and Jim Beck, and all my Gold Star families who have stood by my side through this process. Because it was a process. Before I was just my mother's driver. And somehow they put hooks in me and they helped me heal. It's been 50 years, but it only seems like yesterday. Had my brother lived, as we said, he would have been 70, 71, June 2nd. I would hope he would have proved the strong and resilient Windman his sisters have become. And although he was not here physically, he has always remained in our hearts. I'm sorry. Found and because of the band of brothers, some harboring invisible stories of war, some now suffering the effects of Agent Orange, my brother-in-law, the latter. We all owe all of these men and women our sincerest gratitude. I miss my brother, but I no longer mourn his death, as I have so for so many years. I'm a work in progress. I can move forward, no longer looking in the rearview mirror. I will never forget him, nor the fact that the price of freedom is not free. A term we hear, but a term that resonates so much with me. In closing, I want to remember the men that served with him on CH-46, tail number 153995, who served alongside my brother, Captain Joseph Lewis Jr., less than a month short of his 26th birthday. First Lieutenant James M. Sweet, 23 years old. Lance Corporal Robert Mitchell Chief, crew chief and 20-year-old. Dane Scott York, corpsman, 35 years old. Corporal John Raymond Frazano, he was a gunner, 22 years old. And Lance Corporal William David Franz, gunner, 20 years of age, 5 months and 15 days. George Patton once said, General George Patton once said, "It's foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we should thank God that such men lived." Thank you for the opportunity to share my story. God bless each and every one of you. God bless the USA. Sample 5, hoorah, and to that I say amen.
This time I'd like to introduce
Đó là lễ tưởng niệm của những anh hùng liệt sĩ đã chết cho Tổ quốc. Đây là ngày kỷ niệm mỗi năm ở đây là mình quay video để chia sẻ các bạn. Ok, xin chào các bạn.